The Imperial ultimatum had been broadcasting for 72 hours straight on every communication channel worldwide. The message was simple: Earth would surrender its sovereignty and become a protectorate of the galactic hegemony, or face immediate pacification. The massive Imperial flagship, a vessel larger than Manhattan Island, hung in geosynchronous orbit above the United Nations headquarters in New York. Its shadow, both literal and figurative as humanity, faced its darkest hour. General Mayor Santos stood in the Pentagon's Crisis Command Center, surrounded by the haggard faces of Earth's Unified Defense Council. Military leaders from nations that had been enemies mere weeks ago now worked side by side in desperate cooperation. The orbital defense grid is at 86% operational status, she reported, though everyone knew it wouldn't be enough. Earth's most advanced weaponry was primitive compared to the technology displayed by even the smallest Imperial scout ships. But we still have no effective countermeasure against their gravitic shielding. President Chen of the United Earth Emergency Council nodded grimly. Then our answer remains the same. We fight, even if it's hopeless. The hegemony had appeared without warning 3 months earlier, establishing an overwhelming presence throughout the solar system. Attempts at diplomatic contact had been rebuffed until the Empire had fully mapped Earth's defenses and resources. Then came the ultimatum: surrender or extinction. They had given humanity exactly 100 hours to decide. The countdown timer on the main screen showed less than 4 hours remaining. New contact, called out Lieutenant Park from the sensor station. Multiple signatures appearing at the edge of the solar system. This can't be right. General Santos moved to his station. What is it, Lieutenant? The signatures are enormous, General, larger than the Imperial flagship, and they're accelerating toward Earth at speeds we've never recorded, even from hegemony vessels. The command center erupted into controlled chaos as new data streamed in. Above them, on the main tactical display, red markers indicating the Imperial fleet were suddenly joined by new signatures in ominous black. Are they hegemony reinforcements? President Chen asked, her voice tight. Before anyone could answer, the communication system crackled to life with an incoming transmission, not from the Imperial flagship, but from the approaching vessels. People of Earth, came a deep, resonant voice that somehow sounded vaguely human despite its alien timbre. We are the exiles. We have monitored your confrontation with the hegemony. Prepare yourselves. We are coming. The message ended as abruptly as it had begun, leaving the command center in stunned silence. Time to intercept? General Santos demanded. At their current velocity. 28 minutes, General, Lieutenant Park reported, his voice wavering. Whatever they are, they'll reach Earth before the Imperial ultimatum expires. President Chen's eyes met Santos. Could they be allies? Or something worse than the hegemony? Santos replied quietly. Above Earth, the Imperial fleet detected the approaching vessels and immediately shifted into defensive formations. The demand for Earth's surrender was temporarily forgotten as the massive flagship reoriented toward the newcomers. 23 minutes later, the first of the new vessels appeared in Earth's near orbit. The name Black Fleet was immediately apt. Each ship was a massive construct of what appeared to be obsidian material that absorbed light rather than reflected it. They moved with impossible grace for objects so large, sliding into perfect formation around the planet, interspersed with the Imperial ships in what was clearly a tactical positioning. They're jamming all frequencies, Lieutenant Park reported. Wait, we're getting visual feed from the orbital platforms. The command screen flickered to show the scene unfolding in Earth's orbit. The Black Fleet, 12 vessels in total, each shaped like elongated arrowheads, had completely surrounded the Imperial flagship and its escort vessels. For several tense moments, nothing happened. Then a single beam of intense violet light lanced from the lead black ship to the Imperial flagship. It wasn't a weapon, at least not a destructive one. Instead, it appeared to be a communication link of some kind. The beam held for precisely 60 seconds before disconnecting. "New transmission," called out Communications Officer Rivera. From the Imperial flagship, on all channels. The face that appeared on screen was not the stern Imperial overseer who had delivered the ultimatum, but a clearly shaken subordinate officer. "The hegemony withdraws its claim on Sol System," he announced without preamble. "This sector is now recognized as protected territory under the Exile Concordat. The Empire apologizes for misunderstanding." Before anyone could respond, the Imperial vessels began rapidly accelerating away from Earth, abandoning their threatening positions with what could only be described as haste bordering on panic. In the stunned silence that followed, a new transmission replaced the Imperial officer's image. The being that appeared was humanoid but clearly alien tall, with skin like polished onyx and eyes that shimmered with silver light. "I am Admiral Zan, of the Exile Fleet," the being said in that same resonant voice they had heard earlier. "We apologize for our delayed arrival. The hegemony will not trouble your world again." President Chen stepped forward. "We are grateful, Admiral, but confused. Who are you? Why have you protected us?" The alien's expression shifted to something approximating a smile. "Because, President Chen, we are you, or rather, what you will become. The exiles are humanity's descendants, returning from a future where we were forced from our home galaxy by the hegemony's expansion. We have traveled back through both space and time to prevent that history from repeating." The command center fell silent as the implications sank in. The Black Fleet was human, a future version of humanity that had developed technology so advanced it appeared magical even compared to the hegemony's might. "We cannot stay long," Admiral Zan continued. "Temporal mechanics forbid extensive interaction. But we will leave you with gifts knowledge that will help you defend yourselves and take your rightful place among the galactic community." In the days that followed, the Black Fleet remained in Earth's orbit just long enough to transfer technological specifications that accelerated human development by centuries. Star drive theories, gravitic manipulation, energy systems that dwarfed anything Earth had conceived, all delivered by these future humans who called themselves exiles. And when they departed, as suddenly as they had arrived, they left behind a single message: the future is not fixed. You now have the tools to forge a different path than the one we walked. Make it a better one. Earth united as never before, driven by the knowledge that humanity's potential stretched farther than anyone had imagined, all because, in humanity's darkest hour, they had glimpsed what they might yet become.